Guys, within the first 30 seconds of meeting you, women have already made 8 critical judgments about who you are, and most of you have no clue what we're actually looking for. I'm talking about split-second assessments that determine whether we see you as confident and attractive or just another forgettable guy. If you've ever wondered why some men seem to effortlessly capture female attention while others get overlooked, it's because of these 8 things we notice instantly the way you enter a room. This is huge, and most guys completely blow it without realizing. The moment you walk into any space, whether it's a party, a meeting, or just a coffee shop, we're already forming our first impression of you, and it happens in literally 3 seconds. Here's what we're really watching for. Are you grounded and smooth, or do you look like you're sneaking in hoping nobody notices? There's a massive difference between confident, measured steps with open posture versus that awkward shuffle most guys do when they're unsure of themselves. The science behind this is fascinating. Studies show that people form impressions within milliseconds of seeing someone, and these snap judgments are incredibly hard to reverse. When you enter a room with confident, measured steps and open posture, you're not just commanding space, you're commanding respect. But here's the kicker. We're not just watching you. We're watching how others respond to you. Do people naturally make space? Do they look up when you enter? That social proof is everything, and we pick up on it immediately. Your entrance sets the tone for every interaction that follows. Your energy fills the room before you even say a word, and how the room reacts to your presence speaks volumes about how others perceive your value, the tone of your voice. Listen, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And most men have no idea how powerful their voice actually is. A deep, relaxed, steady tone doesn't just sound good, it triggers something primal in women because it suggests confidence, maturity, and emotional control. Here's what's happening on a biological level. Women are evolutionarily wired to respond to lower vocal frequencies because they signal higher testosterone levels and physical dominance. But it's not just about being deep, it's about being steady and controlled. Men who speak slowly and deliberately project power without even trying. There's something incredibly attractive about a guy who doesn't rush his words, who lets each sentence land before moving to the next. It shows you're comfortable with attention and you don't need to compete for it. And here's a secret most guys will never know. If you drop your tone slightly when you lower your volume, it creates these subtle sexual undertones that we absolutely notice. It's like you're letting us in on something private, and that intimacy is magnetic. The depth and rhythm of your voice can be a tool that enhances how we perceive your trustworthiness. Leadership, an ability to handle pressure. A steady, confident voice helps position you as a strong presence in any conversation. Your posture when you think no one's watching. This one is critical because it reveals your true confidence level. Any guy can stand up straight when he knows people are looking, but we're watching how you carry yourself in those unguarded moments when you think nobody's paying attention. Relaxed, open posture equals confidence. Slouched or hunched equals insecurity. It's really that simple. When you're standing with squared shoulders or seated with relaxed limbs, you're showing us that you're genuinely comfortable in your own skin. The psychology here is about authentic versus performed confidence. Women have incredibly sharp instincts for detecting when someone is putting on an act. Your natural posture speaks volumes about your self-image and how you move through the world. You don't need to pose or puff out your chest. In fact, trying too hard usually backfires. What we find attractive is that effortless confidence that shows up in how you naturally hold yourself when you're just being you. And it's about consistency. It's the small, everyday moments that matter most. A man who naturally holds himself with ease, even in a casual setting, speaks louder than someone who tries to force confidence only in social situations. Your facial reactions while listening. Here's something most guys don't realize. Women are hypersensitive to micro-expressions. We're constantly reading your face for clues about what you're really thinking and feeling. And how you react while listening tells us everything about your emotional intelligence and maturity. A calm, present face, with slight expressions like a subtle smirk or a raised eyebrow, shows confidence and emotional control. It tells us you're genuinely engaged but not overwhelmed by what you're hearing. Overreacting, fake smiling, or blank stares make you seem either disconnected or insecure. We can tell when you're not really listening, when you're just waiting for your turn to talk, or when you're trying too hard to seem interested. Here's what's really happening. We're gauging your maturity based on how well you listen, not just how you talk. A man who can stay present and respond authentically to what he's hearing, that's incredibly attractive because it shows emotional depth and genuine confidence. Women are incredibly skilled at reading between the lines, and they can easily tell if you're being real or faking it. Genuine reactions show maturity and awareness, which are core elements of attraction. Quick pause. I know you're probably wondering, how do I know if she's actually noticing these things about me in a good way? That's exactly why I created the 25 Forbidden Signals She's Secretly Into You cheat sheet. It's packed with the subtle signs women give when we're impressed by your presence. Things like the micro-lean when you're talking, the eye contact, patterns that mean she's hooked. And that specific smile, that's basically us saying keep going. Each signal comes with what it means in your next move. No more guessing if she's into your vibe or just being polite. Links in the description, grab it and start reading us like an open book. Alright, back to what we're really noticing, how you handle silence. Most men get nervous and try to fill every gap in conversation. Big mistake. Being comfortable with silence shows inner confidence and control that women find incredibly attractive. Think about it. When there's a pause in conversation, do you immediately start talking to fill the space? Or do you stay relaxed? Maybe make eye contact, or give a slight smile instead of rushing to break the tension. Here's the thing. We notice when a man lets the moment breathe. It shows strength because you're not anxious about being judged or worried about keeping us entertained. You're just comfortable being present. The science backs this up too. Studies show that people who are comfortable with silence are perceived as more confident and socially skilled. When you stay relaxed during those quiet moments, we feel that tension and it works in your favor. Confidence isn't just about what you say, it's about knowing when to let things unfold naturally. Silence can be an incredibly powerful tool in establishing emotional rapport. How you stand when you're waiting, whether you're at a bar, in a hallway, or just waiting for an elevator, your idle stance matters more than you think. It's another one of those unguarded moments where your true confidence level shows. Men who shift calmly between legs or stand with one foot forward appear centered and alert. There's something attractive about a guy who can just exist in a space without looking uncomfortable or out of place. Fidgeting, crossing arms, or hiding hands shows nervousness. We pick up on these defensive postures immediately, and they communicate that you're not comfortable with yourself or your environment. The way you wait says a lot about your presence. Are you someone who can just be, or do you need constant stimulation and movement to feel okay? That difference is huge in terms of how we perceive your confidence. Waiting without a sense of urgency or discomfort shows us you're in control of the situation and not looking for validation how others react to you. This one is massive because we're constantly observing social dynamics. We're watching how people respond when you talk or move through a space. Do others defer to you? Smile when you speak. Give you space. Social proof is everything. If others treat you like a high-value man, we will too. It's not just what you do, it's how your presence affects the room and the people in it. We notice when a server is more attentive to you, when friends seem to naturally look to you for decisions, or when strangers give you that extra beat of eye contact. These micro-interactions tell us how the world sees you, and that heavily influences how we see you. It's not about being dominant or demanding respect. It's about that natural magnetism that some men have where people just seem to respond positively to their energy. Your ability to command attention without demanding. It is something we instantly recognize and find appealing. How you handle social pressure. This last one is crucial because it shows us your emotional control under pressure. We're watching your reaction when things don't go smoothly. Interruptions. Someone cutting in line, awkward pauses, or unexpected challenges. A man who stays cool, cracks a smile, or redirects with ease stands out from the crowd. Overreaction equals insecurity. Composure equals leadership. It's really that straightforward. Women equate emotional control with strength and reliability to massive attraction triggers. When you can handle social pressure without getting flustered, defensive, or aggressive, you're showing us that you'd be the same way in a relationship. The psychology here is about emotional regulation. We're subconsciously asking, how would this man handle stress? How would he react to conflict? Can I count on him to stay grounded when things get tough? This is the ultimate test of your maturity and self-assurance. If you can remain calm when everything around you is chaotic, we know you're someone who can handle the challenges that life throws at you. All of these things we notice instantly are really just different ways of measuring the same thing. Authentic confidence. You can't fake it, you can't perform it for long, and you definitely can't hide when you don't have it. Look, I know this might feel overwhelming, but here's the thing. You're probably already doing some of these things naturally. The key is becoming aware of them so you can be more intentional about how you show up. Next time you're in a social situation, just notice these 8 areas. Are you entering rooms with confidence? Is your voice relaxed and steady? How do you handle those quiet moments? Hit that like button if this gave you some insight into what we're really paying attention to. And let me know in the comments which of these surprised you the most. Trust me, once you understand what we're seeing, everything changes.